I am down to my last 4 bins, I believe, of the 5 by 12 by 12 bins. Now these are the 2 kits that I want to combine into one because they are my least used category. They're not kits, they're categories. They're my least used categories within my scrap room. I barely touch any of the supplies that are in these 2 bins. Now my goal is to take them and use one of these, which is only 3 inches deep by 12 by 12. Okay, well, it's actually like 13 by 13, but you get the gist. These are currently, this one jam-packed full of stuff is 5 by 12 by 12, and then this one is probably 4 inches deep, and then but 12 by 12. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of these. I'm going to do that for practically everything, because I just can't not see the front of my stuff. I think that's what has been hindering me ever since I did that last year or the year before. And it's just been one of those things where you shove it in the bin and you forget about it because it's closed off. You can't see what's inside. Okay. All right. So I'm going to start by taking everything out of this particular bin. Oh, that's paper. I thought it was lint. I'm going to take everything out. I'm going to have paper, embellishments, blah, 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 and all that stuff so I can sort through it and see what it is that I am going to be definitely getting rid of for sure, because this is way too big for me to handle, especially when I don't touch the stuff. Now, the Sherbert, Spectrum Sherbert collection, I definitely touched this stuff, but I think I'm at the end of enjoying it, right? If that makes any sense. So, and then this one here was more for like birthdays and theme parks, which we have basically stopped going to. So I'm not really sure if I need any of this. I even have an entire Disney, which is weird. I have no intention of going to Disney, but I have an entire Disney category that I might take some of this stuff and move over to that. But I really wanted to do a traditional Disney with the black, the yellow, and the red, and the white. So I'm not really sure. I don't know, you guys. Let's just get started and see where I can go from here. Yes, let's do that. I cannot tell you guys how excited I was when I finally made the decision of putting these 2 collections or categories together. I didn't understand why I had a Disney section and a theme park section or a fanfare section. I just didn't understand that. And so I'm glad to finally get this exercise done. All right. So the first thing I did was empty out my containers. I had 2 5 by 12 by 12 bins. They're a little bit more than that. I think they're more like 12 and a quarter by 12 and a quarter. Somewhere in there, maybe 12 and a half. Anyways, but I'm emptying them out, and what I'm doing is I am separating the paper from the embellishments, or at least trying to, and then I will go through all my papers first once I get it organized enough for my brain to handle. So right now I am separating the embellishments by size, so that way I can go through those organized way, in an organized way as well. If I just started with a big old huge pile and I didn't do some sort of organizing and separating first, I have to tell you, I would just want to take it all and put it in a bin and send it to Cindy. Because I can't do that. I have to sort and organize first by size or by type or style, something. I have to do something to get it to where I have a starting point. And so organizing that first and then going through the papers next is perfect for me. Is it a little extra? It is, but I just can't start with the embellishments first and then end up with my paper on top of the embellishments when I make a pile of, okay, I don't want this anymore. All right, so over on the left is, over on the right is my not keep pile, and I mean way over to where you can't see it. Over on my right is my keep pile, so the one that you can see in the view. And then I am setting off singular papers on the left. So that way I can package them back up and they're not loose and get bent or distressed or anything like that. I definitely don't want to damage the product just because I'm giving it away. I want to still treat it as if it's the most precious thing in my collection. And so they'll all end up in 12 by 12 bags. So that way when I take them to the give take table, they're nice and pretty still and like they're going to become somebody's treasure. So it was super fun doing this exercise. I'm also making the decision of whether or not I need 2 pieces because for some reason, way back in the day, I used to need to have two of everything. I also tried to do 2-page layouts because in my brain, and this was way back in the 90s, you guys, in my brain, I had it to where I had to do 2-page layouts because if both pages next to each other didn't match, I think that would drive me nuts. Today, that's not true. I actually struggled more trying to get to 2-page layouts to work because sometimes I came across the one photo. I only took one photo and then I enjoyed the rest of my time with whatever it was that we were doing. And I didn't just pretend like I was photo happy or I had my face in the camera instead of enjoying the moment. And that took a lot of training in my area. I had to train myself, snap a few photos and then enjoy the process, enjoy being there without your face in a camera. And it was really hard for me because I didn't want to miss documenting a single step. But now I enjoy taking those few photos and then calling it a day and enjoying the rest of it. It's just so much fun doing that. So anyways, yeah, I did feel like I had to have a 2-page layout for every single one. My page next to my left page next to my right page in the album when it's open had to match. Everything had to be perfect. So back in the day, I bought 2 pages of everything. I have 2 pages of everything because of these close to my heart layouts. I mean, seriously, I thought that everything had to be done in a specific way. And the more that I end up actually enjoying the scrapbooking process and just having a good time, having some fun, I don't have rules. In all honesty, and today's rule in this video might change tomorrow. Seriously, I'm just saying, I don't do rules. Can you tell the pink piece of paper just left the building? It was not going to stay. This is the leftover Pretty Little Studio pack that Janet and I did not use during our Pretty Little Studio kit conspiracy. These were the leftovers. And in all honesty, I really felt like I did not need to keep them. As much as I loved them, I just really felt like, I had my fun with the papers that we did end up using. But I think I would struggle if I hung on to all of these papers. So they're not going to stay in my scrap room either. And I'm actually going to go through this pile for a second time and I think another third time because I end up splitting up this paper. Some things are, what's the word? Some things are still theme park specific, or at least in my brain. That's what I would use them for. Some things are outdoor specific. And why are they in here? Because they match a collection. I have to keep telling myself, why on earth have I not split a collection up? If it works in a theme park over here and an outdoor over here, split it up. Make 2 and put it in with the categories that work for you and where it's going to get used up. And so that is what I end up doing. This childhood collection, again, I did not need 2 of everything. So I did split it up. I did use the papers that I really wanted out of the collection, but I'm going to move those papers into my teenage category that I now have, which I didn't have before. I never needed a teenage collection before, but now I do. I mean, I do have an older daughter. She's already been through the teenage years, but I'm done scrapbooking. Not done completely, like she's out of my life forever. No, that's not it. Now she's got the same photos as me and my husband have. So she can move into or roll into the same category, but I never really did a teenage book for her. Hers were totally different as it was because she was just a unique kid. They all are, to be honest. But I'm finding myself with having the three boys back to back to back. I'm finding myself needing that category because I'm doing it 3 times as much instead of just the one with her. It's just different, you guys. And I never really thought that I was going to need that section because I honestly thought my grunge category was going to handle it all. I really did. But I need it. It is video gaming was not a thing in my house until my boys discovered video games, and so yeah, it just these things were not a thing until my boys decided that they were going to be individuals and love their games more than their mom. That sucks. All right, I absolutely love Paper Phenomenon, you guys. If you have not checked out her paper collections, I strongly suggest you do. She has amazing papers. No two paper is the same in her collection, and she clusters them together because they're meant to go in her mini albums. And when you cut them in a specific way, they are great bases to start, to clusters and whatnot, to embellish a pocket without actually needing embellishments, things like that. And so, I mean, I highly recommend go check out Kathy Orta King on Paper Phenomenon. It is fabulous. All right, so I have reduced my 5-inch stack of papers. This is some of them that I got rid of. And now I'm going to sort them again because, like I was saying, I feel like there are theme park specific papers that will get used up when we go to theme parks. I have specific papers for my quote unquote happy bin. And basically my happy bin is, I don't have a category for it yet, you guys. It's sunshine and rainbows. It's a beautiful day outside. It's, it is just a category that is full of pretty papers, but I can't put them in outdoors, and I can't put them in grunge, and I can't put them in ocean, in the water category. They just don't fit. And so a lot of these I found that do fit in those categories. And so I thought, okay, well, that's where they're going to go, and that's where I'm going to end up putting them. And so I reduced it even lower, so that way I, even smaller or shorter as far as a stack goes, because I made those decisions. I ended up having that Grateful Heart collection from Pretty Little Studios in multiple sections of the same bin. And that probably could have been just by the way that I was going through it and looking for specific papers to use up. But honestly, I just put it in a 3 by 12 by 12 bin, and I only have 1 inch of paper. Now that does still seem like a lot of paper, but some of it is still separated by baggies or packaging and whatnot because I wanted to keep them together. But I feel like I'm a lot more happier. Now, when I go through my embellishments, this one's a little different. I decided, since I did find a ton of stuff that works in other categories, I'm going to do the same thing, only not make you watch me do it twice. With the embellishments. So I have made piles. I'm making a pile for my happy bin. Sunshine and rainbows. I don't know what the category is called, you guys, but I know that it just makes me smile. So maybe it's my smile category. I don't know. But I'm doing that. I'm making up embellishments for my theme parks. I'm making up embellishments for my teenager category, outdoor category, water category. It's just, if it doesn't feel like it belongs in my sunshine and rainbows category, then it's not. I do have a lot of embellishments that I've hung on to because they were my favorite. I have a lot of embellishments that I've hung on to because I'm finished with the papers, like like this one here, I can't remember what it was called anymore. Life in Bloom, Life in Full Bloom. That Simple Stories. I moved it on. I passed it on because I used up all the papers and I felt like I was done with what was going on. Same with some of the other stuff.
to me, it made sense. And I'm super happy with where all this stuff is going. I found a 49 in Market, that large embellishment pack. Why is that there when it looks outdoorsy? I found 2 rub-ons. I don't need 2. Good grief, just good grief. I'm just saving stuff for some reason. I don't know why. And yeah, it's just time to move on. So once I'm done with the end, I think I'll come back and explain to you guys what I am doing in the process. So that way you guys know exactly where I'm at with everything and what I have done. So hang on one second.
All right, so I have done it. I went through all my embellishments. I went through all my papers. Now I kept most papers than I did because I think that I can find other embellishments throughout depending on what I'm going to use the papers for. But I did keep like the gardenia ones. They're brand new to me. These Grateful Heart ones are brand new. My second time buying, I should say. I've got the wildflowers that are brand new to me, and then the sun-kissed one were rainbows, which matches my papers that I pretty much kept in this bin. So I've got, these on top because I want to remember that I have film strip-ish papers down below, but on top I have the rainbow papers up on top. Now, I did make a couple piles as I was going. So this pile over here is going to be taken over to my outdoor section. So I've got this countryside color wash rub-on transfer sheet, these layered embellishments from 49 in Market. There's 2 different sides, which I don't know why they ended up in this bin at all. I could have been using those this whole time. And then these I feel like are outdoorsy rather than in this generic bin set. So I've got these. I don't know what's left in this one. I might have to go through it. But I did do that, and then I threw out, I didn't throw out, but I took out these pieces thinking that they were also going to be more recognizable in the outdoor set rather than in this one, even though they would match in this one. So those are what is going to go there. Over here, I have all of these pieces. These ones I kept separate at first because I had other ideas for them, but clearly I've used those other ideas, and now I think it's time for me to put these in with my quote-unquote Disney kit or category that I have. So I've got all sorts of different kinds of ones. The Chamel chipboard pieces, the thicker set from Simple Stories, just a whole bunch of stuff that is more like a theme park set. And I don't know why I had 2 different theme park fanfare categories. So these are going to go in there. I put these off to the side because I need to go through this to see what is all left in here before. It seems like it's a lot of, like that one's a lot of these, and then the other side isn't a whole lot of these. So mostly it's just this. So I'm going to put that back in there. And then this one, I wasn't sure. This flower isn't doing anything for me. And the viewfinders, I really, I'm kind of over them at this moment, at this point in time. But there are some things in here that I might keep because I've got the other gardenia stuff in this kit as well. So I'll go ahead and put it in without actually opening it up. Another pile that I made, let me scooch that over real quick. I'm going to put these 2 piles away here in a minute. But another pile that I have here is this one right here. Now these, when they first came out, I absolutely loved these from Just Not For Boys. Now they do keep the masking on just like I do. So that way you can like emboss the outline and then ink the wood on the inside, or however you want to do it, or you can ink it all and then reveal the wood underneath, whichever one floats your boat. And so I ordered 2 more, but now I'm starting to think that I don't need these. So I set them off to the side to make that decision last, but everything else was quick, hurry, cutthroat decisions. and make up their minds. Now I also put a bunch of these embellishments in with that new category that I've got for my kids growing up. I don't even know what category it's called, but I put them over here. So I put the childhood ones over here, the Some Days from Pink Fresh, because I feel like those are teenagers. You've got your Switch going on here, art museum, sweatpants. This spells teenager to me, and I've used up a bunch of these pieces on layouts already. So here we've got a bunch of fruit and foods and computers and phones and text messages and whatnot. So again, these spell teens to me, my teenagers and whatnot. I've got a COVID kit that is left over. I don't know if I have a kit. I don't know if I have any more pictures from COVID, but I do have a small little kit. And I mean microscopic. It's like little. So I put that over here for maybe when my kids get sick, and thought that that would be a good idea, because it doesn't have to just be about COVID. It could just be I got sick. So I'm thinking about doing that. This is the cardstock stickers that, again, tell me about they read more teenagers to me than anything. And last but not least is this set right here, which was, I think, called Epic Day. And so again, it just had that feel to me for teens. It probably doesn't match anything that I have anymore, because I used all the paper for this collection in a folio album. And oh, these are super thin. I've been holding on to these forever, you guys. So, blah, blah, blah. See, those are teens. So I'm going to keep this right here on this side, so that way I can recognize this as being for my teens rather than. And so I think that's what this is going to be called, is the teenage years. Because, I'm done doing the babies, I'm done doing the kids, I'm done doing everything. So I needed to create a whole new category for my teens. And this was absolutely perfect. I moved this viewfinder into here as well. So that is what I did with a couple other pieces. And then back to this pile here, I decided I'm going to chop these up. I don't have the other side, but I'm going to chop these up and put them in my color bins. I am going to leave this on my desk because Susan gifted this to me. Oh golly, was it 3 years ago, Susan, now? It was my birthday card, in all honesty. So it's got like cute little birthday wishes inside, all these little things. And I have gone through this and I have used it, but it looks to me like I put it in a bin and never touched it. So that is what I am going to be doing. It's got stamen for flowers right here. I mean, such a thoughtful, wonderful gift put right here. And I put it away and forgot it. I used it the first couple times that, these are so cute, that I received it, and then after that it was out of sight, out of mind, and now I feel really bad. So I'm glad I found it. It's going to get put out for me to use. And then these pieces, these ones are going to go into my metal bin, probably by color, so that way they can start getting used up. And then these ones will end up in my flare bin. I love rifling through my flare and the sound it makes, you guys. That is just my favorite thing ever. However, it's going to have to become a product focus for an entire month, because it's getting out of control, like seriously. But that's where these two flare are going to go. And I just wanted to explain that to you guys really quickly, because I felt like I was going like this and not really explaining what it was that I was doing. So I'm super happy that I combined those two categories into one, and that it's not even overflowing, you guys. I have about 1/2 of an inch in here. I was really worried about how much papers that I kept, but I'm super happy with what I did keep. And like I said, some of those papers work with all of my other categories, my cocoa vanilla sets, my, oh, help me out, my, I think I just call it water category, my outdoor category, and and my cooking category. So these will work with anything, and I'm super happy with what I have held on to, and I can't believe what is sitting over there in a pile of what I got rid of. It's almost half of this, because when it came to the a couple collections that I just threw in a bag because all I had left was embellishments, I just tossed them. I tossed them in the give take table pile, because I wasn't even going to go through them. I'm not going to micromanage them like that. I'm not going to have more baggies and bins and things like that. There is one left over that is this, I don't even know what it is. Looks like a bunch of fussy cut stuff. I really don't want to open it. I really don't want to know what's in here. In all honesty, I think what I'm going to end up doing is just putting it in the give take table. But now I want to open it because I feel like I'm going to regret when I do that. So this one here is a bunch of stuff. Yep, not going to open. So, oh, nope. I'm going to keep that, you guys. I bought that for a specific reason. A baggie. Seriously. So, these were some embellishments that I created. It's a cute little camera. I think I'm going to put that in with my Disney. And that's it. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm glad I went through that because I bought this for a specific reason. So I am glad that I went through it and did not lose that. But this is going in the give take pile. I'm done. I'm not keeping it at all. So, all right. What else do I have before I take off? I have a couple more bins like this that are 5 by 12 by 12 that I really want to sort through, and I'm going to put all this away really quickly, and I will be right back.